Good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Jamila Robinson. I'm with the Drug Enforcement Administration. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about who we are and what we do. So, drug abuse prevention, of course, is a critical element to DEA's law enforcement mission. DEA's drug education efforts began in 1986 after the kidnapping and murder of one of our DEA agents, Enrique Kiki Camarena. One of our goals in our division is to establish long lasting partnerships. So we have a lot of federal partners, ONDCP, SAMHSA, the Center for Substance Abuse Prevention, and the Department of Education. We work with state government agencies such as NASDAQ, and NPN, which is the National Prevention Network. And we focus on local coalitions such as the DFCs, also known as the Drug Free Communities, and Drug Free Coalition. As part of our long lasting partnerships, we coordinate with public and private national organizations such as the Young Marines, CACA, ELKS, NASPA, PAL, CLEA, and the Lions Club. So in order to reach out to our communities, we utilize our 23 divisions, which are our diversion coordinators, our community outreach specialists, as well as our demand reduction coordinators. And as part of those activities, we work on outreach events, conferences, we develop publications for dissemination. We have a number of programs that we implement within headquarters as well as our 23 divisions, and we often help facilitate contests in the community. Next slide. One of those programs, longstanding programs, is called Red Ribbon Week, and it is in honor of DEA Special Agent Kiki Camarena, who I mentioned earlier was kidnapped and murdered from the drug cartels in Mexico. And so the week of October 23rd through 31st, that's when we recognize Red Ribbon Week, along with many other community coalitions, schools, and organizations. Last year, we honored the First Lady Melania Trump during our Red Ribbon program on October 23rd. And we saw a jump in the number of events and activities that were hosted last year. We had 1,200 domestic events reaching over 526,000 kids, and we disseminate over 1 million in materials, and that's usually Red Ribbon Week material and drug prevention and education material. One of the things that we're kicking off this year is we DEA partnered with the Postal Service for this year, and we will be kicking off a new Red Ribbon 2020 Forever stamp. So be on the lookout for a new stamp coming this year representing Red Ribbon Week. Operation Prevention is another key element of a curriculum, a free drug prevention curriculum focusing on opioid prevention. It provides science-based digital lesson plans for schools to educate students about the impact of opioid misuse and also its impact on the brain and the body. And again, this is curriculum that's available and free for elementary, middle, and high school youth. Some of the publications that DEA headquarters is working on, we often author and update annually, is the Prevention with Purpose, which is a strategic guide for college level, drug impaired, for teens, marijuana, vaping, and as well as our Get Smart About Drugs publication, as well as our drug abuse guide. All of these materials we try to update annually and is available to the public for free. Here's some of our websites that feel free to connect directly to our sites. But again, campus drug prevention is a focus on college students. This is where you're going to find your information on peer-to-peer education, health awareness for campuses, as well as tools for peer-to-peer campus drug prevention. I'll highlight again here what's on the campus drug prevention page, which is drug scheduling penalties, prevention profiles, where this highlights 5 different podcasts of different agencies and different schools and different prevention leaders in the field, a student center, practitioner's toolbox, and peer education portal. Get Smart About Drugs is a targeted audience of parents, educators, and caregivers. So this is where you'll find publications, a drugs page, which highlights a different drug and how that drug, what the drug looks like and how the drug impacts the body, resources for educators, and a Red Ribbon Week page. Just Think Twice is a teen audience. So if you're a parent or an adult and you're looking for your teens to learn accurate and relevant, up-to-date information, this is a site available to teens. Again, there's a drug page, there's a true stories page, facts and stats, and videos. Another opportunity for engagement and community outreach is really our divisions, our community outreach specialists, our demand reduction coordinators, our diversion coordinators, and headquarters staff getting out into the community. And one way to do that is presentations at national large conferences, as well as we host exhibit tables at almost every conference we attend. So at our exhibits, that's where we're disseminating all of our free material that I just mentioned, giving an overview of what we offer, highlighting our websites, and our presentations are typically about different substances and how it impacts the body, how our divisions can support local community groups such as the Lions Club, and sharing opportunities for lessons learned. Another outreach opportunity is engaging students and youth groups as well as faith-based organizations to visit our DEA Museum, which is currently under construction right now, but will be ready to go live October, November of this year. We also have a traveling exhibition with 22 million visitors at 16 museums to date. Here is a glimpse of our DEA domestic offices and demand reduction coordinators in the field. DEA is a very large agency, and this map just gives you an idea of where we're all located with the different domestic offices and regions and divisions and field offices. Talking a little bit about our DEA 360 strategy. This is one of our really large programs that we've kicked off over the last few years, and it's truly a comprehensive three-pronged approach. First being law enforcement and law enforcement operations, diversion control, and community outreach opportunities. The community outreach piece is really the third prong, where we are empowering our community outreach specialists and our demand reduction coordinators to build relationships with communities, to be the name and face of the community, to be that liaison to bridge the gap between community and law enforcement. And one of the great ways of doing that is really being present, being familiar with the community, understanding the culture in the community and how you serve that community. Thank you. And that ends my quick overview of and presentation of headquarters and how we engage our field divisions, our community outreach specialists, as I stated, our demand reduction coordinators, as well as our diversion coordinators. And so at this time, I'd like to hand it over to one of our regions who's going to expand and talk a little bit more about the DEA 360 program in Philly.
Hello, I'm Bob Nixon-Porowitz, Community Outreach Specialist with the DEA Philadelphia Field Division. And what I'd like to do is give you a brief overview about some of the programs and efforts we have at the division that's throughout the states of Pennsylvania and Delaware. A large part of what we do are DEA presentations, and they are for schools from kindergarten to 12th grade, college students, parents, summer camps. We deal with community faith-based groups, treatment and recovery centers, law enforcement, and many others. The whole idea is to have a holistic approach, and our goal is to have a grassroots approach where we go into the community, not only talk about the dangers of drugs and the impact it has on all communities, but also try to establish a sustained effort to continue drug education throughout, especially for our young people. So we not only want to just talk about drugs, but we also want to provide solutions, empower the young people with refusal skills and other tools to be able to make safe, healthy, drug-free decisions. Now, we also incorporate a lot of after-school programs and summer camp programs that Frank McCartney will talk about. But it's important to give kids opportunity, gives kids healthy activities to do to keep them away from using drugs, and also teach them the importance of learning healthy activities and other things to develop their skills. So the other important issue when we go into these schools and community groups that talk about drugs, there are different drug threats in different areas, so it's very important that we understand the specific challenges. It could be different neighborhoods, even though that we all are in an opioid epidemic, but there are many other drug threats throughout some of these neighborhoods. We have a strong focus on opioids, but we cover all drugs with a universal message, especially the substances that youth first encounter, like alcohol, tobacco products, vaping, and marijuana. And last but not least, we have been very successful working with the school districts, where on professional development days, we'll do presentations for all of the counselors, health and phys ed teachers, where we can actually outreach hundreds of schools in one day by giving them presentations where they can go take the information and teach their students. And as Jamila talked about, DEA has a multitude of resources, and we incorporate all these resources into our programs as well. Now, one thing that we do, during the past several years, we conducted several youth drug summits. And what this is used as a catalyst, where we go into a school that may not have a drug program, or if they do have a drug education program, it's to enhance the program. Now, in order to do this, we recognize how important partnerships are. And we have established so many partnerships, with the Lions Club being a great example. We've done several youth summits with them as well. So we have a video here, and I want to show you. It was at the Lord Baltimore Elementary School in Ocean View, Delaware. We had partnered with the Lions Club. We had partnered with Ocean View Police Department, Indian River School District, which provided honor students as role models. We also partnered with Attack Addiction, Hip Hop Fundamentals, a dance company, and other community groups. So the video really gives you a quick highlight of the entire day of the summit and what we try to do with the kids. And it's a good template and a model for others. So let the video roll, please. Thank you.
Well, today is another great summit at the DEA Philadelphia Field Division. As you know, we have the second summit, which is a little smaller than the first one we did a year ago, and we put it in Lord Baltimore Elementary School. This summit today had 4 breakout sessions. One was the DEA, very successful DEA Hip Hop.
It's our job to encourage you to keep being healthy so that you can achieve whatever you want to.
The other one was the DEA Wheel, what the dangers of drugs can do.
Then the wheel. Is it okay to take pills because Mom? Well, you guys are sharp.
The third was the K9, which is always popular with the kids.
And he's telling me there's something here that he doesn't necessarily like. So would you say there's something there?
The harder works off a fresh odor. So if a bad guy runs away from us and he goes into the woods, we set a perimeter so no one else goes in there, so we don't mix up the scents.
And the last was a question and answer between students and the local police and DEA.
So for my first experiment, I need 2 volunteers from the audience. When you are under the influence of drugs or alcohol, you're not as aware. And I think you're not as aware because your senses are dull. They're all brought down.
Do you think this could be harmful to you if you misuse it or abuse it? When people are taking vape and nicotine, they get addicted to it. Kids use this. More kids are using this because they think it's safe, because they see a bunch of adults. Remember the mixed messages? They see ads on TV.
Throughout the day, I spoke to many teachers and the principal itself. They were very appreciative we're here, but they're very appreciative that we're actually talking about a topic that most people don't want to confront, and that's the dangers of drugs, drug abuse.
Just wanted to thank everyone from the DEA and our local police department for making today possible. The students have enjoyed themselves, and I can't wait to see the impact that this has on their lives. I'm hoping that after today there'll be something that they see here or experience that will stick in their brain to help them face the trials that they're going to have and the challenges with drug, and be able to say no and make healthy choices and set goals to be successful in life.
I pledge to help others and to keep myself drug-free. DEA salutes your commitment to stay drug-free. Thank you.
Very successful, more grassroots, more hands-on, a lot of positive feedback from the kids, and I think that what makes it successful. We learn from each one of what they expect and what they want to hear from. And as you can tell, they had a great time, and so did we.
Thanks, Bob. That illustrates the success we've had with other partnerships in the community. When it comes to partnerships, we've had great success with the DEA Educational Foundation. We started out with the youth dance program, and that has expanded to include baseball, art, and ceramics and clay work. This is a fun approach towards prevention, and it supports the importance of a child finding their passion and living a drug-free life. Another innovative way to approach prevention is to try to seize the opportunity of public space, space that is visited by many people in the public, a high traffic corridor, that we can display our prevention messages. Bob and I have had a lot of success in presenting our banners in public forums such as the Federal Building or City Hall, where there's a lot of people from the public that walk by every day and can learn information about prevention, information regarding drug abuse and the signs to look for, and areas of where they can find resources for treatment and recovery. This has been a real successful element of our prevention program. This slide on the top shows another partnership in Philadelphia. Again, partnerships are so key to the foundation of spreading solid prevention messaging. We partnered with the Mural Arts program in Philadelphia. As you can see behind ASAC Sean Ellerman is a picture that promotes drug prevention in an area of Philadelphia that was really hard hit by the opioid crisis. On the bottom part of the slide is a submission for Red Ribbon Week from a school in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Bob and I do a lot of work throughout the year to encourage participation from kids and youth in our communities about drug prevention. On the top of the slide, again, it shows the DEA tent table. This is an opportunity for us to get out into the community, to interface with community members, to answer questions they may have regarding prevention strategies, or to give them more information on what the work we do, at the Drug Enforcement Administration. The bottom part of the slide is a national Take Back initiative that's held semi-annually, both the last week in October and the last weekend in April. This is designed to promote the community to secure their medicine cabinets and discard of unused prescription medicine. The top of the slide shows where we are out. There are people in our division, in our offices, that go to career days to share with students that are interested in possible careers in law enforcement, the opportunities that exist with DEA, and at the same time to share with them different prevention models that we have for the older student, a high school or college student. And on the bottom is focuses on the Practitioner Diversion Awareness Conference, which is a conference that is throughout DEA. We sponsor practitioner diversion awareness conferences that serve the registrant community, doctors, nurses, etc., with accredited courses focusing on the prevention of diversion within their offices and practices. Next, please. And here's just a list of our contact information. Again, we are located throughout the United States and internationally. We love working with Alliance. If there is interest in another state or division, Bob and I would be happy to connect you with the representative from your area to support your drug prevention initiatives. Thank you.